Welcome to Marketplace Finds, where we show off some crazy and interesting cars for sale, judge what we think of the price, then order it in our tier list. This looks like something a toddler would draw with a half-eaten red crown. What you're looking at is a 1982 Freeway, an actual production three-wheeled vehicle made by HM in Minnesota. Only 750 were ever built before HM was shut down, probably from laughter or lawsuits. The Freeway was born in an era when America thought we'd all be driving lightweight, ultra-efficient microcars by the year 2000, but they thought wrong. They came with a few options, being a 12 or 16 horsepower gas engine or a pitiful 4 horsepower electric motor. It was pitched as a commuter solution for the solo driver, but considering the gas engine ones didn't come with reverse, I'm not sure I'd be keen. To be fair, they are small enough, you could probably park it on the curb, and are so insanely efficient, they sip gas like fine wine. This thing gets 100 miles to the gallon, which is insane, and it can still hit 55 miles per hour. Although you'd want to say goodbye to your loved ones first. This one has been refurbished inside and out, so the owner is after $8,500, which for the same amount you could get a very nice used Honda Civic and get laughed at a lot less for it. This lawn ornament is one thunderstorm away from returning to the earth. It's a 1983 Chevy 3500 crew cab, rocking a twin I-beam suspension setup straight out of your cousin's meth-fueled monster truck dreams. Get close enough to it and you'll hear whispers about its off-roading glory days. The body panels look like they were sourced from 3 different junkyards across state lines, and the yellow paint was hoping to trick your brain into thinking the rust is part of the paint job. The seller claims it's only been sitting for a year, but judging by the corrosion on every square inch of metal, this thing has been through at least 2 hurricanes and a divorce. Part of the grille is missing and looks like it caught a hay bale at 60 miles per hour. To no surprise, we get no interior or engine photos, but we can all imagine how bad it would be. The owner got tired of telling his wife he'd get to it next weekend and finally decided to list it. He states he will trade it for a motorhome, a 4-door Jeep Wrangler, an old Chevy, or a Ford Bronco. In summary, he's willing to trade his hunk of rusted metal for an actually decent working truck. Otherwise, he's looking for $13,500, which if it was turnkey ready, cleaned up, then sure. But in the current state, he gets a clown sticker.
Give me a hell yeah!
If Mad Max was in charge of school transportation, this would be the result. It's a short bus jacked up on monster truck steroids. Built on a 1978 Chevy C65 chassis and perched on tyres big enough to eclipse your house. Honestly, it looks really good. The bodywork looks surprisingly clean, so either the rear bus section was super clean before being put on, or has had a ton of bodywork done to it. It was built by a shop, so that does make sense, and it's definitely cleaner than 99% of swamp rigs we see. That front cab flows cleanly into the bus body, and the whole rig actually looks cohesive. Not janky, just gigantic. The seller was the shop that built it, so I'm guessing the customer's wife finally realised where all the money was going, and it sure wasn't to her mother's retirement home. There's no interior photos, which is a shame, but it's probably empty or just has a couple rows of seats as per usual. They're looking for a huge $38,000, but it looks well fabbed, mechanically solid, and it's honestly one of the cleanest lifted bus builds we've seen. If they'd shown us a finished interior, we might have been tempted to throw a garage gold ribbon of approval on it. What you're looking at here is a 1971 Buick Opel GT, or as most people like to call it, the poor man's Corvette. This was GM's idea of a global experiment being built in Germany by Opel, badged by Buick for US showrooms, and aimed squarely at the affordable sports car crowd. Think of it as the automotive version of a mail order bride, exotic looks, mixed heritage, and the occasional mechanical surprise. But this particular one has had a bit of a glow up. There's no gentle way to put this. The paint job looks like a Hot Wheels car made with a bag of Skittles. That two-tone nuclear green and metallic silver combo is already wild, but the pink racing line right through the middle is the chef's kiss on top. But beyond that, the body itself is impressively tidy. This is a fully restored example, with a straight frame and clean lines that showcase how genuinely cool the Opel GT's design was. Once somewhat looked down upon, these have become a bit of a sought-after item, especially in this condition. In the engine bay, it's got the factory 1.9 litre engine with enough power to spin the tyres only in the wet, but still fun enough to put a smile on your face. Moving to the interior, it continues the clean restoration with new upholstery, new door cards, but the fake diamond plate floor mats have to go. Usually I'm not a fan of big speakers in cars, but even these ones don't look too bad, just expect your rear passengers to complain. The seller is looking for $12,500, which honestly seems like a great price for such a clean and unique car, and therefore I'm going to give it the garage gold ribbon of approval. This 1984 CJ7 is what happens when a beach cruiser and a burnt-out artist meet at a bar, hook up, have an accidental miracle, and decide to co-parent. It's fiberglass from tip to tail, painted like it just lost a bet with a Hot Wheels car, and rocking a hood scoop that looks like it is big enough to inhale a seagull. The paint is definitely an odd choice, and it looks like they let a colorblind kid design it. I do have to say, the airbrush depiction of this Jeep tearing it up through some sand dunes on the back is pretty funny. The interior has been stripped clean and painted the same cherry red to match the exterior. It's basically bare, with only these comfortable looking bucket seats and really nothing else, so at least cleaning it would be easy. Underneath all that fiberglass clown makeup is a Chevy 355 small block, so it can definitely rip, no doubt. But let's be honest, this thing hasn't seen a trail since the Bush administration. It is really clean. I'd remove the hood scoop, and the paint only works if you're riding up and down a beach. But the $20,000 asking price is reasonable. I'd just be looking for a different one. This Hulk-wrapped 1983 Chevy Blazer is closer to Bruce Banner than the Hulk. The sun-faded wrap looks somewhat okay from the low-quality pictures, but the seller admits it's already peeling. Even better is that the truck's in need of quite a few repairs, and the AC doesn't work. Keep in mind that the listing is in Arizona, so no AC in this truck is a death sentence. After hearing your kids cry about how hot it is on a road trip, your only option will be to Hulk smash the windshield to get some airflow. It apparently runs and drives, just not right now, and you'll need to tow it out because both batteries are from 2019 and deader than Uncle Ben. The seller claims it leaks oil, coolant, and transfer case fluid, which means the only fluid it's not leaking is washer fluid, and that's probably just because it ran out. Inside, it's about as coordinated as a Marvel DC crossover. Beige seats, a neon green steering wheel, and a sweet Hulk head shift knob to tie it all together. There's no carpet and exposed wiring everywhere, and the passenger footwell looks like a couple bottles of coolant or oil, which is always a great sign. The seller apparently traded in their daily vehicle for this and has only driven it a couple of times before they parked it up, which translates to he gave up on fixing it. I honestly feel bad for the seller, but at $4,000 it's surprisingly not the worst deal. It leaves a bit of a budget for batteries, some new seals to stop the fluid leaks, and probably a new wrap, unless you're fine looking like a Six Flags attraction from 2006. Here we have the Florida Man Dream Machine. What you're looking at is a 1975 Delta 88 convertible that's been transformed into a rolling monument to excessive rim culture. It's been absolutely jacked into orbit with a set of 30-inch gold Asante wheels that look like they were stolen off a promotional Hummer. The wheels are obviously the star of the show, or the villain depending on your taste, making the car sit high enough to challenge passing birds. The convertible top and paint look clean, and the body appears solid, with no major rust or dents. The chrome's all there too, which is rare for a 70s boat this size that hasn't been stripped by time, nature, or Florida itself. The teal interior looks absolutely mint, so either it's been redone or possibly just been taken care of. The owner might be a little light on oxygen from sitting that high up on 30s, because he's asking for $44,000, which is at least $15,000 more than this thing would actually fetch. For that kind of clown tier pricing, it's only fair we slap on a clown sticker. This next one is a doozy, as you can see, and quite honestly might be the worst vehicle I've ever seen pop up on Facebook Marketplace, presenting a 1985 GMC box truck that is more cursed than the Flying Dutchman. Let's start at the bow, where there's a scantily clad plastic pirate lady, which we probably have to blur, as it shows off a bit too much chest, and I don't mean treasure chest. This Simpson reject looking statue will have all the parents covering their kids' eyes during any parade and drunk people trying to chat it up on the daily. The sides are wrapped in what appears to be dollar store wood paneling, roped together with dock line and drywall screws. A giant Pirates of the Caribbean mural is slapped across both sides, and now that it's been posted online, it's probably 10 minutes away from Disney's legal department issuing a cease and desist. And don't worry, the back also delivers with a sign reading "Pile of Ship," so at least we know the owners have at least a tiny bit of self-awareness. If you thought the outside was bad, the interior gets worse. Just look at this nightmare fuel. The walls are completely covered in some spray foam asbestos looking mixture with a dinosaur skeleton on the ceiling, whatever the hell this is. And best of all, this random piano stuck to the wall. The owner says it featured on TMZ, and I believe them because this photo looks like it came out of a crime scene. I even think if you lock David Goggins in the back of this thing, even he would have a mental breakdown. The owner is looking for $6,000, and I'm seriously considering starting a GoFundMe just so I can burn it down. As you can expect, this vehicle is absolutely getting a clown sticker for the pain it has caused just by looking at it. Behold, the mullet of the automotive world. Business in the front, party in the back, and maybe a felony in the middle. She's got more dents than your cousin Cletus can count. So much rust, you'd need a tetanus shot, and needs a starter and new gauges since the old ones were ripped out, which is always reassuring. The seller claims it runs great, which we'll assume is code for ran once when the moon aligned with the carb jetting. It's been engine swapped with a 1982 Corvette 350, because if you're going to break down running from the cops, might as well do it with some horsepower. This photo of the boat shoved in the bed is the whole reason we included this weapon, and probably explains where the rust came from. It was listed for $3,000, marked down from $3,500, which means the seller decided to look at it in the daylight. Not the worst price for a Project 350 swapped El Camino, however, only God knows what this vehicle has been through, and we've just had a sneak peek. If your dream van is a lunchbox on mud tyres, have I got a deal for you. This 2004 Daihatsu Hijet is rocking a 4-inch lift kit that somehow still leaves it lower than your average curb. It's rocking a digital camo wrap so loud and proud you'd think it was designed by a blindfolded hunter with a paintball gun. I think it's fooled the owner and itself into thinking it's a great hunting vehicle. The wheels are wearing the smallest mud tyres I've ever seen, which would be perfect if you're planning on hunting at your local Walmart car park, but it can also tackle puddles and small potholes. The owner states it seats 4 to 5 comfortably, which is true if your friends are all foldable lawn chairs. The driver's seat looks like a possum was playing dead and fooled the owner, then proceeded to try chew its way out. The seller states, it's great for hunting, just don't expect to haul anything bigger than a raccoon and maybe a pack of jerky. This model is a 4-wheel drive model, so there is some saving grace, and they want $9,000 for it. So you may as well just get an old RAV4 for that price and save you and your hunting buddies a tiny bit of pride. Here's how the final tier list ended up. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, and if there's anything you'd change around. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy watching our videos.